All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks. I'm Fazoom, or Old Gray Bricks, or just call me Chris. That's good. We are welcomed by some of our friends in the Dixie Mug. And somebody whose phone is blowing up. I hear it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. We're glad everybody's here. Welcome, Stud Studios in the chat. Let's see. Well, he's already said. I have no idea. All right. Anyway, so. Go around the room, and I know that Meredith, I know you guys are maybe headed to a little one going to bed here soon. So, I'm going to let you have the floor for just a second, but I'll go around and introduce everybody here. We have we got Matthew. Matthew, how you doing? Say hello, Matthew. Matthew, we'll go around and tell what everybody's doing. And I got Dana here. Dana, wave at everybody. Dana, who we woke from a dead sleep this morning with our chats about what we're going to talk about tonight. And my good buddy Mark Sandlin is here and everything. So we'll go around and talk to everybody, and we're glad you're here. Hello, Winter Bricker. Welcome to the chat and everything. So let's start with Club Paradisa here. And
what are we doing?
They got something special to show us.
What do you want to show? You want to show? We've been finding old Paradisa sets. We got the country club that we're working on, but we didn't get the stickers.
No stickers.
No, well, there's apparently names for the horses, and we didn't get the stickers. And the sticker for the door, but there's a sticker on the window. And it started with This is one of the last Lego sets I got as a kid. The Poolside Paradise. The butler's over at the beach right now, but it comes with a butler. This gives me such a nightmare. We put a chef instead. But everything comes in these really weird pale pink color. I don't know what the official Lego color is.
I think it is pale pink.
Pale pink.
That's the old pink. That's a lot kind of muggier than the new pink. So.
There's the car. And then we got the lighthouse barbecue set.
Ooh, you guys did go all out.
And it comes with, I've never seen a dolphin before.
And there's a crab.
I mean, obviously there's friends dolphins, but
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of cool printed food.
The crab, too.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen that before, the printed food like that. And that's
Plate.
it's a plate. And then we also have the beach party going on, but there's about
stickers on like.
there's stickers on
There's
that.
ice cream.
Yeah, what happened to the custom minifig, Matt? That was the best.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm a lighthouse.
No, here he is. She said there needs to be a guy with a man bun. So that's what we've been doing this week. That was a whole week of fun and excitement, putting together old 90s, early 90s sets.
I love it. In fact, Mark and I used those. Actually, he used the windshields on that first, and then I used them a lot for building pre-classic space stuff back in the day. Those clear windows and everything. In fact, Paradisa was the only sets that really had anything other than car windshields and clear back in the day. So that's awesome.
I know that we lucked out that Poolside Paradise. I would say the windows are in pretty decent shape. There's a little scuffing on them, but they don't look too bad.
Show those again, Mark.
Okay, sorry.
Boom.
They are in all glory.
Yeah, that's awesome and old school. And that, however, is not a useless piece. It's quite useful in these days. It's good that those actually came back for the ship in a bottle a couple of weeks ago. Brian's Brick, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. That's Brian from our club. Hey, Brian, shoot me a message and your email. I might add you to the chat here if you want to. All right, let's go to Matthew. What you have been working on, or what's new in your world of nerddom and Lego?
Well, I recently bought the instructions for the Baroque Cathedral, which is a 13,000 fan design set, and I went through all of it in like 2/3 of the pieces are in white. So I actually went through and I've been pulling parts for 2 weeks now. And then I actually huddled up with Data. We're trying to help each other out with some part searches, but I kind of went crazy and ordered everything else that I need. So I'm sitting here waiting every day for the mail. And by the end of the month, I will have the 13,000 pieces to build this giant cathedral, which I'm super excited about. So there's been a lot of time sorting through one by plates and bricks in white. Not the most glamorous thing, but that's how you get the 13,000 pieces. So that's what I've been up to.
Wow. And you, if you don't know, Matthew is super hyper detailed about doing a spreadsheet on all of his stuff. So he can tell us exactly how many brown 1x1 he's got and all that kind of stuff. But hey, I just want to say though, you can really impress us by taking some orange pieces and some smoke pieces and stuff and make it look like your Millennium Falcon right behind you is crashing through those houses that's sitting behind it. That would be amazingly cool. If you
I've got a lot of that trans flame pieces. I could have flames coming up from the roofs, maybe.
That would be super cool. It would be quite impressive. So, all right. Well, good luck on that. We'll go to Dana. Troubles Brewing.
Hey.
What you got going on today?
So like Matthew, I have 9 BrickLink orders that I'm waiting on, plus 71 different elements coming from Bricks and Pieces. That was a nice $72 order. And this is all to go ahead and build the UCS Ghost from Chester something or other. I forget what his full name is on Rebrickable. And then I've finished up doing a lot of reparting. And so some of these BrickLink orders are to get the onesie, twosie last pieces for some of the sets. So probably over the next month, every day I'm going to start rebuilding one set. Kind of give me something to do. Today's set was actually it never seems to fail that as I repart something, I put parts into a bag, and I think I need one of something, and really I needed 4 of them, and so I had to go back into them and go get them. But I did start building this bad guy today, little Coast Guard set, which is kind of cool. Sadly, it's on BrickLink. It does not retain its value, even though it's like a 2014 set or something like that. I think it goes for probably a third or 2/3 of what it came out as, but that'll be fun. And today I'm going to be rebuilding a Kryptonite interceptor for fun while we're chatting.
Kryptonite interceptor?
Mm-hmm. From here was Kryptonite Interceptor was Batman versus Superman 2016. The funny thing about this set, just a quick aside. Hey, by the way, hey, Bricksmith, good to see you. I've gotten 3 different bulk lots over the last year, and in each one of them, I know I saw this Lex Luthor piece or LexCorp piece.
Yeah.
And so the first lot, I thought, oh, okay, I know this set's in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and repart it out. And there's only like half the pieces. I was like, all right, well, I'll just decide or whatever. Then the next lot I got, I saw these exact same LexCorp pieces in there, and I'm like, oh, great, I can get the pieces I'm missing. So I start throwing the pieces together, and I'm down to like missing 1 piece, and it was this guy's head. And so then I got the 3rd bulk lot, and again, that same LexCorp piece was in there. And finally, I got that guy's head, so now I can finally put it all together in glory. And I'm still going to bet that by the time I go to build this, I'm going to have to go into my inventory and pull out 4 or 5 pieces that I know I miscounted. So if you see me disappear for a moment, that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the set with the little forklift and just kind of, it's a small build though, right?
Yeah, it's only, what is it, 306 pieces?
Yeah.
Went for $30 when it first came out? Yeah.
The $20-$30. That's the birthday present set for that line. I bet.
Yeah, exactly. But I gotta say though, I do think the Batman the Batman that comes with this has the cowl. I don't know if you can see that real well, but the cowl that doesn't go all the way to the chin.
Hang on, let me get you there. Oh yeah, that one that started appearing all over, right?
Yeah. So I think that was like the Batman Superman or Batman versus Superman was the first time you started seeing those. So cool figure.
Do you like that helmet or for Batman or not?
I do. I like that one. It makes more sense. I never liked the Michael Keaton. My cowl comes all the way down and I can't move without moving my head.
Yeah.
I prefer the more realistic version of it.
Yeah, I kind of like the chin strap, and I also like the old Darth Vader, but that's just me. All right. So, all right. And last but not least, Mr. Mark Sandlin, what's going on, man?
Over here at my house, we are still in the hidden side.
Woohoo!
I got an order from Lego Shop at Home, and we went on Saturday and managed to find the lighthouse, the hidden side lighthouse for 50% off from Walmart. And it's upstairs right now, but everybody knows what it looks like. But we built that, and my son Paul was really excited about it. So that is where we're at right now, is all in the hidden side.
Yeah. Jake is in. We are Monkey King and Hidden Side here. I got the same deal for the lighthouse. So if you got a Walmart, you need to go look and see if you can find it. Way to go, Brian's Brick. Did you send me a message, man? I'm looking for it. Send me a Facebook message with your email. I'll get you on here. We got another slot here. So, but anyway, all right. So the deal tonight is what we're talking about, and a couple of us started a chat about the subject matter, and in that was me and Dana and Mark and Matthew. However, one of us was asleep while the chat was going on. About 30 minutes into that text message swap, I noticed that, oh no, I don't think Dana is receiving. He is probably sleeping. And then we, of course, continued to make jokes at Dana's expense. Yeah. Figured he was pretty doggone mad at us, which he sort of was. I got a feeling you got to run over your dog 3 or 4 times before you're mad at us. So, but anyway, so what we're talking about and what we are going to be sharing with is some of the worst, the absolute worst molded pieces of Lego that Lego has produced for us in a set. Now, we all Lego that has studs on it or has connection points and everything can be used, although some of them are terrible. And we're going to be talking about some of those, but some of those don't even have connection points, or they're absolutely useless, even though they do have connection points. So we're going to be sharing some of those around today and why we think it is. Now, we will probably all say, but dude, I've used that piece before. So after the person presents their case on some of their worst pieces, we'll then say, well, you know what? Here's a thing that you can use and everything. And what we might do is even pick the worst that we all have and build something on it and bring it back next week. That might be super cool. Okay. Let me add Mr. Brian here and everything. So Mark Sandlin, I'm gonna let you start it off.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to what we talked about. I don't remember if it was 2 weeks ago or last week or whatever. But it's a piece I just don't like. The Mars mission orange tubes, these things. I just don't like these things because yes, they do have Technic pins. You can put them on something, but really they're pretty worthless as a piece because the only reason for this piece to exist is to work with the Mars mission tubes, with the pneumatic air, whatever you call that, air pump squishy thing. I think Dana's got one that he can hold up.
Yeah, we're going to be bringing that out, I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, I thought I would mention this because I talked about not liking this piece 10 years ago at a con, and then my friend Angus he found some of these and was sticking them on my display pieces, or like he'd drop them in my pocket when I wasn't looking or whatever, So these are kind of a personal sort of joke kind of thing for me. However, this is the
soccer field thing, whatever.
The soccer field thing.
The soccer proctology instrument, yes.
The reason I hate this is because this could have been made out of actual Lego pieces. Yeah. They did this just to be cheap and mold a single-use blob of junk that you can't use this outside of those soccer things. So, you know, that's just yeah. Also, similarly, well, this thing is completely useless outside of that one specific use. Almost completely useless. Robot arms.
Robot arms.
This is going back 21 years because I think 99 was the first years these came out. I don't even I couldn't find a disc. I don't know if I still have them or what I did with them, but there was a little disc you put in this thing. This is like a Happy Meal toy. There's a disc you stick in here and you fling it like that, and it would throw the disc. And this actually has no available Lego studs or Technic pins or anything except for this one ball joint, which is put in a bionicle ball socket type piece. So outside of this one connection point, which you need a special piece in order to act as an intermediary to connect to something that's actually standard, like your bionicle ball socket, which I'm not going to reach for one right now, but you guys know what they are. Thanks, Tim.
Tim Deering, welcome to the chat. He is an old school guy. Welcome, Tim Deering.
Yes, we've known Tim for many moons. So yeah, this is one of the worst pieces ever.
So you can tell I'm not all pieces anyway. So.
And another thing that's also terrible. This thing.
Oh yes.
This came out of a bionicle. But this one, the one redeeming value, redeeming value, whatever. The thing that puts this above the robot arm is the fact that this, at least, you can put a Technic axle through it and connect it to something. You can't really use it for anything, but you can at least connect it to something. Because it came out of these little guys here. You know, these little. I still have one of these guys assembled because it's kind of neat. It folds up into a ball. So that,
yeah, and they're called Barak, right, or Baraki, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it always tickled me because that's what a chicken says, and they kind of act like a chicken. I mean, they have this head that bobs back and forth and everything.
They sound like an alien race from Babylon 5.
I think the deal of that is that at the end of it, it's supposed to flip open and flip the little.
Yeah, it does. You can do this. And so it spits out one of the most useless things ever.
How does that not give kids nightmares?
This is like a bionicle mask, except it's just this little crappy rubber thing.
And speaking of crappy rubber things, welcome to the chat, Brian.
What's up?
Brian,
hello.
recent college graduate, is that right?
That is correct. Finally made it.
Do what?
Finally made it.
Finally made it. Yeah, and also apparently now with some extra money laying around because he's been buying up.
I know you see me in that group.
Yeah. Now you're married though, right?
Yes, I am. My wife is over here.
Oh, hey. Welcome to the internet. And
we're in a tiny apartment.
Is she a Lego supportive spouse, or she's like, keep that junk over in your corner?
No, she's a supportive spouse. She actually just got the Avatar sets because she's really into that right now. So
nice.
Yeah. Up on Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah, cool deal. All right. Hey, Ryan, I want you to figure out the pieces you hate back and everything. Mark, do you have one more that you had to go? I think I remember you did.
I kind of have an assortment of almost everything I picked tonight was Bionicle because they have so many just pieces that are like not really useful for anything unless you want a foot or a weapon or something.
Mark, tell us how you really feel about Bionicle.
I think you have a Bionicle problem.
You know, the topic is bucket filler, and I own lives in a bucket.
For another night.
They all live in a bucket.
Yeah, I do. I have, and I won't call Technic. Junk, but I have a Technic drawer of Chima chunks and everything that I'm just never. I'll be dead before I sort that out. Oh, welcome to the chat, my son Fazoom Jr. How you doing, buddy? And good. Yeah, I tried to get him to come downstairs, and he would not. But I'm going to make him a moderator here, so he's going to have the band hammer right here.
So I will at least wrap up my rant by at least saying Bionicle's redeeming piece for me was the good old Bionicle arm with 2 ball sockets, and it has Technic pins in the middle, so you can actually use it with anything else via that connection point. So the reason I have all this other Bionicle junk is because I would buy Bionicles back in the day. We didn't have the little ball, the little socket, ball and socket. These didn't come in Lego sets outside of Bionicle sets, and you had to use this unless you wanted to cut pieces, which Lego purists frown upon such things. But anyway, this was actually useful. I used this building some Lego Mecha back in the day, and so that is a redeeming piece from Bionicle. So I just thought I would throw that out there while I was having my rant about Bionicle pieces. That's useful. So yay for that. And this guy is a runner-up. This guy is also useful. It does have the ball, but it also has a couple of connection points on it. So you have a pin connection point here. You've got an axle connection point there. It's a little spuddy looking, but you can still use this. So
it's also very cool looking too, isn't it? I would say
it's kind of cool looking. You could work that into a mech and it would look neat. So I'll give them that one.
Redeeming points.
Yeah, redeeming points. So there you go. I'll turn it over to someone else to have their own parts you hate. Who's next?
All right. Also, I want to welcome to the chat Great South Bricks. Guy's in our club. He's also in North Cartersville, and I hope things are going well in North Cartersville. And I'm gonna have you in here soon, dude, and everything. And also, I welcome Fazoom Jr. He's just upstairs. All right. So let's see. Does Club Paradisa? Do you guys have? I saw what you're going to talk about. It's a little controversial and may have been solved, but we want to get to you and go to your part.
I actually found another one. I have no idea what this is. This Life with Mars?
Yeah.
The first Life on Mars, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? And what would you?
I love that
No. It's just a no. Other than in my child's face, it's just a no.
Well, the color and
Color's awesome, but
well, see, that's funny because there was a Luke Skywalker character set. It had Luke from Return of the Jedi and a little bridge and an officer and
I have one.
And it's black, and that actually was kind of cool. So,
hey Chris, put up the camera. I actually have one of those sets floating around. Look at that.
look at that. Hang on. Let me get to it.
It even has a KB sticker on it. Look at that.
Oh, KB Toys.
KB Toys.
Yeah.
my brother worked at KB for a whole year in high school.
I worked for 2 years at a KB Toys outlet.
No.
KB Toy Works.
Yeah, I can remember when you could go to KB and sometimes they would have something they're trying to blow out and you could get a majillion of them for a nickel.
That's
And,
why I still have this set floating around. Is that I just I bought this and opened up a bunch of them, and this one I was just like, whatever. And it's been floating around ever since.
I'm pretty sure if you were to look that up on Bricklink, you would probably be able to buy your fancy lunch tomorrow. So, from what you,
I might get the sticker price for it on Bricklink because
no, I'm pretty sure you will get at least 3 or 4 times that value, especially since it's sealed, because that's Star Wars money right there.
Yeah, that's crazy Star Wars money. People will go for that one.
Yeah, but no, I remember I actually bought a bunch of those just for that black arch because it kind of looked kind of spacey in black. In the weirdo purple, that was a big no. So, all right. So, Meredith, you had a little more to talk about here, I believe.
The old arch with the
Oh,
doesn't work.
Doesn't fit.
And then my final pet peeve: dishes.
all right, spacers, hold on to when she gets. She's already talking about this.
That one has a hole.
Hang on.
That one has a hole.
That one has a hole.
That one has a hole.
Oh, I know where you're going.
That one has a hole.
But this one doesn't.
Then there's this one.
That doesn't.
Wah, wah.
That's my big pet peeve.
But rumor has it that pizza's coming out this year with a hole in it.
Not rumor.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Oh, that.
Of course, it's only clear though, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if they've got any more of them out, and I think I just got this on Bricks and Pieces, but yeah, it has a hole through it.
That is awesome. So Meredith,
Those are my three pet peeves.
I gotta agree that part without a hole in it sucks.
But let me tell you something else. It is very loose.
Yeah, that's not good either.
Doesn't have hardly any clutch whatsoever. And I know that doesn't look real good. All right, here we go. All right. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you for those. Miss N, it is good to see you too. I hope you are enjoying your Paradisa. I suggest that you turn it into a spaceship very soon. So that will be awesome. All right. Let's go to Dana. Dana, you've got some terrible parts for us. I am pretty sure.
Yep.
And Lego as well. All right. So
yeah. So thanks for waking me up with the chat and my instant message and my phone buzzing off and my.
we wanted you to be in the proper mood.
Yeah, got me right in the mood for what Lego parts were annoying. So the first thing that came to my mind was, again, we're going to go back to Mark's Mars mission pieces.
Oh wait! Look at my son throwing some knowledge right there.
Oh, look at that! All right. So I got to go look for what power bag that came in. But yeah, this Mars mission piece, it's part of the whole pump system, and yeah, it's got some studs on the top and some studs on the bottom. But what do you do with it? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I've got a couple of these. I know, Chris, you've got a stack of them in hues. Again, great color, but what to do with them? But in conjunction with that piece, it's the whole thing. You know, you got the tube that goes with it, that plugs into it like that. What are you going to use this tube for? I don't know. Unless you're going to do like some sort of dreadlock monster helmet or something like that. I don't know. And then the whole thing, watch where you're wiggling that thing. Then the whole thing jumps into this whole pump action thing. Again, not really sure what I would do with this outside the set. But I will say this, though. This is kind of cool, though. That if you pump it, it does actually... hang on. Might be better if I put this on the table. It does actually spit this little guy through here. If you can see it on the video or not. He actually does come out. And then if you twist the dial on this thing, twist it the other way, it sucks it back up. So again, it's kind of cool, but what would you use it for other than just that set? And then in conjunction with it,
Mission to Mars and Bionic.
yeah, and then in conjunction with it, the little guys that you suck through the tube are on this funky little white piece. Again, I don't get it. It was a niche thing. They could have just left. They could have brought back monorail, but no, they gave us the pump. So.
You just had to go there, didn't you?
I had to go there. I'm going to drop the monorail thing. So and then
Kevin Hinkle is not in the room. I don't think he is right now. But all of a sudden, he just had a shiver go up his spine for somebody mentioning monorail on YouTube.
Monorail.
We were asking that.
Wait. Every time we throw out a Kevin Hinkle, got to throw up a Kevin Hinkle.
Oh, Kevin Hinkle. Oh, wait.
We got
a Hinkle.
Hinkles represent.
All right, everybody show your Hinkle. There we go. There it is. If you got a Kevin Hinkle.
Throw up your Hinkle. Hinkle. All right.
If we say Hinkle 3 times, maybe he'll show up. I don't know.
They say we got to go. It's our bedtime.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for having us. Natalie, don't close the computer. Bye.
Sweet dreams, young lady. All right. So, Dana, let's get back to you. What you got, man? Oh, wait. What you got, Mark?
Just riffing on the monorail thing, we were asking that question as far back as Brad Justice At every con we would add. That's where it got started. Was way back in the early days when Brad Justice was the first. He was the first, right? The first community coordinator that they sent to conventions. And I'm still connected to him on Facebook.
So I got a side rant. I've got a side rant since we're talking monorail. If we wanted to throw this out there for a minute for tips and guidance. Monorail. So I was talking to Abner at Brick Fair, Alabama, 2 years ago when I was doing my whole big space timeline, and we got talking about monorail, and we got into the whole conversation about, well, you know, what happened to monorail, and he came up with, and he started telling me this story. Like, if you've ever talked to Abner, he's always got tons of great stories. And he explained to me why we'll never get monorail and why monorail went away. That when monorail came out, Lego didn't produce it. They had another company produce the track, the train components, the whole bit. So they didn't produce it. And at some point in time during the monorail run, that company went out of business.
Yep.
And the patent, the rights, the whole thing went with it. So Lego couldn't do anything with it, and we lost monorail. So, you know, short of, you know, it's not like they can go dig into the ground and pull up the pieces for it because they never had them in the first place. So it would actually really require them to come up with a whole new system for it, and it wouldn't be compatible with the stuff that we know and love from the 80s. So 3D printer, you got them.
Yeah. Number one, I wonder if this is the longest Abner's been without being on an airplane. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to any conventions, and I know he's traveling. That means he's always on an airplane. So I don't know if his frequent flyer miles are starting to rot or whatever, but I love Mr. Abner. Abner's a good guy. And
he's
everything.
got to be having some serious cabin fever. Yeah.
Of any of it.
Serious cabin fever.
And this is something that Lego, when they make a mistake like this, it bites them in the rear, especially on some of these funny pieces. They made that gear on the monorail totally different than the rest of the system.
Yeah.
So that the teeth and the gear on that monorail system don't match up with anything else that you can then sub it with.
Yeah.
So then the holes, it is not in system or not in normal system, and therefore, you know, it's hard to do. Now, there's some folks that I know are 3D printing some track and stuff like that, but the motors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, the motors, you know, that's a little more difficult, but I heard some really good things about some of the 3D printed pieces, and they've done some cross sections to, you know, to do some stuff that Lego didn't produce at all. So yeah, there's some stuff out there. But as you mentioned, things that don't fit together, which brings me to my next piece.
Oh, let's go. Did you bite that?
It's like a giant. Yeah, it's like a giant bite out of this thing. So it's a 24 by 24 with a cutout. And I didn't realize until today, until I went looking it up, but there is a piece that fits in here that is another 12 by 12 that goes in here. But this curve, other than that piece that actually does fit in here, doesn't line up with any other curve pieces in Lego systems. So if you wanted to try and line something up with this curve, you couldn't do it. And then they even have another version that you would think would line up to it. It's the 16 by 16, and no, it doesn't. It's not even a perfect curve either. Which, at first, I thought this was a horrible piece until I realized what it was actually from, because Chris was mentioning that this is actually from the Cloud City set. It was Cloud City set was the only set outside of Belleville that this part was ever in. And it was only in gray in just that set for Cloud City. Otherwise, it's in all sorts of Belleville colors, which is also what this monstrosity is from. So, again, things that are studs, you could use them for something. And I did think this is kind of cool. If I was to put these together, it kind of creates a neat little stage. So I guess maybe it could be used for something.
That's cool.
But, again, still, they don't fit together. It's kind of weird. And then I got one last parting piece.
All right, let's see it. Oh, the jumper thing. Oh gosh.
It's proof that Lego can still continue to do things that make no sense to the rest of us.
I don't know, Mark. Have you ever actually seen those? Because I know that I don't know if you bought any sets for Paul in these days. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, we've got some of those because some of those come in. Pretty much any of the superhero sets will have some of those here or there.
Yep. And
the bad part about those is I've seen users who show that they actually do some damage to the legs on minifigs because it's really kind of tough to get them out, and it starts to kind of scratch them up and everything. And that goes against a big rule that don't stress the bricks. You're not supposed to hurt the bricks and stuff. In other words, it is just a waste of ABS. I mean, I do not like those things. All right. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew, you got any more, Dana? You got any more?
That's it. I'll cut my grievances short today.
No more depression from you. All right, Matthew. You're more of a town guy than a space guy, and we get that. So lay it on us, man.
Well, my issue is really single issue parts. So people have been talking about things that have limited connection points. I totally get that. And so the very first time I got this part in a random box of used Lego, I got excited, which is the scary skull face.
I love that.
It's kind of cool looking, but I've had it for 8 years and never had a opportunity to use it.
I just got one of those this year.
I don't want to cut you off, but I actually made a mock just last week with that piece. I can go grab it if you guys want to see.
You can see it. You got to show me some redemption, man.
Let us see it.
I can imagine that it could be incorporated, but I'm just saying that the range of utilization is very narrow for a piece like this. And there are connection points in the top and the bottom. So, but it's one of those things where it's a lot of plastic that can only be used in a very select number of ways. Obviously, we've got the always classic big hunk of plastic wall, one-piece molded piece that's
called a bird.
Most of us kind of hate because we'd rather just brick build something. And this is okay. I'm gonna throw out a piece that I actually like. But I'm sticking with you can only use it in a handful of ways, which are the dome units that came out in the Star Wars series a while back, and so they had colors. And I actually am trying to get some gray ones because I want to use it on a spaceship. But there aren't very many connection points. You've got the 4 studs in the top, and then you've got 4 positive studs in the bottom, and you've got a pinhole through here. But this, I'm actually quite disappointed in some ways that you can't attach here unless, it attaches to the other half of the hemisphere. But it's not like you can snap this into a 16 by 16 plate easily. And so while I intend to use this, the more I look at it, I'm like, it's going to take some finagling just to get it to play nice with the rest of the creation that I have in mind.
Got it. All right. Well, what's funny is I have used that piece and one that Dana mentioned in a spaceship before together, right beside each other. I'll pick up a picture of that and everything. All right. So yeah, but those big containers with the planets and the Death Star, those are kind of useless, kind of weird. Somebody write down the pieces we use, and Jake is throwing down the gauntlet. That's coming from upstairs, not down here. I just want you to know. All right, so
the call is coming from inside the house.
That's right. We need to welcome some more folks into the chat. Greg Shaw, known around most of the space parts as Gil, welcome on. Piotronics, I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome. Mathley fam, welcome. Neil, good to see you, man. Guy from our club. And so we're glad you guys and gals are here joining us in the chat. MJ Bricks, welcome as well, and everything. All right. So you got any more, man?
That's it.
Okay, that's it. All right. So
I did want to ask one question.
Sure.
So when you and Mark, and I know you guys are, you've probably never had a dark period. When you guys were talking about, when Mark was talking about the Bionicle with the ball joints, I'm assuming one of the reasons that you guys would go out and buy that stuff is that this is pre-Bricklink. Is that fair?
Yes.
Yeah, or possibly Bricklink might have been in its infancy, but the whole reason that I bought the Bionicle things was for the ball joints because I like to build mecha, and I think I still have a mecha in this bag where I have pieces of a mecha left. But if you want to pop that
in the bag
a little bigger, Chris.
Yeah, hang on, I can see.
You can see, here's a leg that's left over from back in the day from where you can see I used a couple of those Bionicle joints at the top of the leg. See, here's the leg and the foot. And so up there at the top, I used 2 of those because I wanted to build a mecha that had legs that I could pose and turn the legs and have a little posability to it. And I think I have part of a. Yeah, here's another part of the arm. This is something I've scavenged parts off of. But anyway, that's why I bought those at all.
So pre-Bricklink, if you went to a convention or something, would people do a lot of part swapping because it was hard to get parts? Or was it just kind of like you needed to buy stuff up if you ever saw it on clearance? Was that the strategy?
Well, you asked me. I'm sorry. I was laughing at you. I totally lost your question. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I think Bricklink got started pretty early.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure people definitely traded parts and that sort of thing at conventions, but really, the conventions didn't really get underway until the early 2000s, and by that point, Bricklink was really kind of already running. So they kind of went hand in hand, I guess. I mean, yes, people would do parts trades, and parts drafting came out of conventions, I think, and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, all this stuff sort of grew organically, all kind of at the same time.
Okay.
There was a old thing called Auxilla that got run on Lugnet back long ago.
Oh yeah,
that was a forerunner of probably Bricklink and other stuff like that. So yeah, but I mean, once you start Bricklinking, you're just going and everything. But yeah, there were a lot of days without those and everything. So it's hard to get. Yeah, you'd just buy sets just to get one part and everything like that. All right, go ahead. Oh, no, all right, here we go. So, all right, Brian, it is your turn. Now, you are 20 years younger than anybody else in the room, most likely. So prepare for...
Which by fairness would make him a light bluish gray brick.
Whoa. I was before 2003.
Understand that my son was born the same year that New Gray come out, so he is New Gray Bricks. But
man.
Simon Lou is in here. We talked about he is also New Gray Bricks to my old Gray Bricks and everything. But Brian, so understand that all the calls to get off our lawn and derision thrown your way, and I was your age when that part came out. It is all said in love and proper whatever. Anyway, all right, so go ahead.
I can take them. Well, so first I just wanted to show the usage of that skull piece
there it is
that Matthew was talking about.
It looks good.
It is still skull though.
I agree. Yeah, I was gonna say I agree that it does really only have one use to be a skull, but it can be integrated. Anyways, so I think the first one that pops out at me, and you guys are definitely the people that make spaceships are gonna get mad about this, but this one right here, from Exoforce, I believe.
Yep.
It's just one that I've always had in my buckets, and I just every time I see it, I pass over it because I do not like it. I can't find a good way to use this, especially because I don't build spaceships very often.
We can change that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That one's not too
Even
good.
Out your hands.
I can agree that I dislike it as a space builder, but I hate it because it was that blended pearly whatever.
Oh, the marbled colors, yeah.
Yeah, the color's horrible.
It was back when Lego was first started doing that, and they couldn't mold things in 2 colors neatly.
Yeah.
It looks like a mistake or something.
Yeah, it kind of does. And just the fact that it only has like 5 axle connections or pin connections, and that's all you get. And then, I mean, obviously there's like specialty Technic pieces like this Ninjago head that my brother got.
Yes.
I mean, it's a rubber too. And it's just got like that one axle connection there. So that's all you're doing with it. And then this like Technic Bionicle spine, same kind of stuff. There's just a bunch of these like rubbery specialized Bionicle pieces. I know we've all been hating on Bionicle a lot in here, but they really just made a lot of strange pieces.
That smells like Chima.
Yes. Chima did that too. Let's see.
By the way,
another
our friend Bill says, oh, not that one, but he said, I still remember, and I remember when Bricklink was called Brick Bay, and they got sued by eBay for using the word Bay. And I'm like, I'm going to sue Tampa Bay and Green Bay. Anyway, so yeah, they changed the name. I remember when they did that. That was kind of awesome. All right, continue. You weren't born yet, I'm sure. No, go ahead.
Okay.
You were 5. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't discover Bricklink until like 2011, so I was late to the party. Anyways, this one right here, this boat hole from Cars 2.
Oh yeah. I have it in my bucket right now.
Boat holes are good, but this one is just so narrow and so small, and I don't think there's any pieces that like would fit a hole shape in the center here. So it's just a very tiny, like, I don't know what you're supposed to do with these. Maybe, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just not creative enough, but I just don't really like them.
Well, the bottom of that is the same as an inverted 2x2 slope on the sides. So
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yep.
that's how you make the bottom, and then the side would you just brick up the side, I guess.
just straight.
Actually,
Yeah, I think they used the wall panels for the actual set on it.
Yeah.
Actually, the bottom of that set, there is a piece that goes in between the two of them.
Is there?
It's under my table, believe it or not, getting ready to be finished because I'm missing one piece to finish out that set. Which I'm trading down at the Atlanta Brick Company because he always takes my car sets and kids love them, but I don't need them. But yeah. Again, I'm with you with that piece. It's an odd piece.
Yeah,
it's kind of goofy.
So
It's got that boat hole's one that I've grabbed a few of, going, hey, I can use that for something, and get it out. I'm like, no, not yet.
yeah. The last one that I think is the one I take most issue with would be these X-Pod pieces. And
I like those.
well, I would say more specifically, they're in the other room, so I hadn't gone and getting them. But the clear parts that go in between them, I would say, are even more useless.
You're lacking imagination.
Probably.
Yeah, fresh kid out of Belcha. No, I'm just kidding.
You are lucky there is an internet between us.
Dang. Let's fight about it. But yeah, I mean, I think those are the parts that when I see them in my bucket, I have no ideas for the boat holes on a helicopter. Oh, interesting. How do you use them on a helicopter?
For the back end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that works.
You have stirred up some old man drama right here talking about this.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to upset the old fogies.
Hey, you know what? I can kick you to the green room right now. I'm kidding. I have that ability.
I have the power.
You know, what's funny about the X-Pods is they were kind of almost a walk back from where Lego was to where Lego needed to be. In fact, we met the designer, Paul Smith Meyer, back in 2005. I think that was when it was, Mark. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
He was one of the he was one of the new designers they brought in from that was, from more of the toy world than it was the Lego world. And so those X-Pods had a rhyme or reason. It was a set that a kid could carry around in their pocket, take it to school.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I love them.
It was
I
cool.
Still have them.
And yeah, Mark's got some X-Pods there.
Yeah.
But the fact that they took some time to put studs in everything was really cool to us. That, hey, okay, at least you're going to put this crappy package in, then make it not as crappy that you can build on. And so that was the purpose of it. And we like it. And also those things could be radar dishes and stuff too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The pod worked better than the bottom. They had some odd out of system width and stuff like that. But I can see I've got a bunch of those. The center parts, they're just in a drawer somewhere.
Yep. Same with mine. I have like 12 because I bought all the X-Pods back in the day.
Okay. All right. So Okay, I got to share with you guys because you're all wrong. These are the worst parts ever. Are you ready? Here
Wait 1 second. You didn't say hi to Simon yet. Simon, hey.
Oh, hey, Simon. Simon, welcome. Simon Liu.
Experience tranquility. That was for Simon.
Yeah, show it again.
We're experiencing tranquility, Simon, right here.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we have an odd number of Canadians tonight, and you know that's awesome. That's
Good
cool. Welcome Melton Bland to the chat. All right, so I have been keeping for years a container of crap. Okay, and part number one I want to show is a base plate that has no stud connection. It may seem neat, but let me give myself the screen here. And it's got a lot of dust on it because I just didn't even bother to dust it. Okay. This is a large plastic. It came with, I think it's called the Crystal Scavenger or something like that from AquaZone. And this was the big fancy thing in the back. And yeah, it may look kind of neat, but it has no stud connection on it whatsoever. Nowhere can you attach this to anything.
I need one of those for my Mars rover set.
Yeah, it would be cool if it was any other color than. Actually, I love blue, but this is just blue. It is a blue. It could be my background screen. That'd be cool. All right, so there we go. I will show you a combo of pieces that was Lego's.
Oh, got one of those.
All right, so these little electronic things. Now, when I try to store something that has a battery in it, I usually take the battery out. But I hate these insectoid things so much I didn't. But look, it still works. That battery's been in there for 15 years, man. Check it out.
You're lucky those things haven't corroded.
I know. Yeah. I was hoping they would. But so these are the butt end of the cricket thing, or I don't know what this was for, but these things were truly awful because they sounded terrible and they were error. But I'm not done yet. The absolute worst waste piece of plastic, I believe that Lego has ever made, came in a snowboard set from the Extreme series, and here it is. All right.
What the heck is that?
Yeah. Okay, let's go through the features. It was a way for you to make your snowboarder thing. So they provided you little bitty short legs on the bottom. No, for you to attach your snowboard to. I don't know if I have a snowboard from that era, but I'll just use a surfboard from nowadays, right? Let me put this guy on there and let me add a torso to it. Yeah, Surfer Dude. Surfer Dude's going snowboarding here. This is new Surfer Dude. So so you would attach the see? Look, and it's totally not it's not the right height for a Lego dude now. He's like taller now than a regular dude, and you could twist him down the thing, okay, to go down your stomach. I don't know really what this switch is supposed to do, but there's one on the other side. I guess they just wanted to be whatever. And it's a handle, and it's this dual molded thing with a spring in it, and you could flip oddly. And look, this is not even look. His torso is not lined up with his legs. Do you see that? This is the absolute worst, I've got to say. I mean, if they would have put like a jumper plate up there for him, because look, he's got his butt sticking out like this and short legs. Absolute worst.
He's popping.
Yeah. So you take him down your little snowboard piece, and instead of just letting him slide, you would use this very large, easy to hide from your hands, does not see it, to keep the magic going. I don't know what this is, but this to me is the worst piece of Lego plastic ever produced. All right, snowboard wand handle. That's right. So, all right, what do you think?
Well, wait a minute. I got to call bunk on your base plate, though. I'm not finding that bad boy anywhere.
Really? Look up.
Yeah, it's Aquanauts.
Oh, is it Aquanauts?
It's whatever the yellow and black faction was. It was like a promo release with it.
Well,
are you talking about the base plate thing?
Yeah, it's on Bricklink. I've seen it before.
All right, I got to know what set that came out of. I can't find it.
It's like a $10 set. I'll see if I can find it.
It's like a $10 set.
It was in '98.
Oh,
I almost brought up the Aquanauts columns and tubes, except I kind of like them.
Oh, you're talking about
These little guys. These little
Oh,
I
like
almost-
those.
I almost brought those up too.
This one's maybe questionable because it's got that funky angle.
But I do like the writing. Yeah, that one there.
In green, they can be used for vegetation.
When you hook them together, they look really neat. At least you can make little pipes out of them.
Yeah.
And with the snot brick, you can use them in a bunch of different ways. So they're kind of cool. You can stick the little that I think they use them for skids. You'd stick them on like that and have this as underneath your submarine.
Yep. Actually, I need one of those hexagonal cones in white if you got one.
I have yellow and black.
Yeah, that's about right.
The black ones, I only have 2.
I'm going to substitute it for a round one for what I'm working on right now.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys some honorable mentions while I've got the crap bucket out. Okay, here we go. You ready? This
the dump truck.
dump truck, very small connections here, very small. Anyway, all right. Jack Stone didn't get much grief that it deserves. So there's a Jack Stone base.
Yeah.
With the permanent. It's got the permanent.
Which is actually very reminiscent of most of the +4 sets today.
Yeah. All right.
Those out.
The one thing that Jack Stone did is introduce all these airplanes, which we had a very useful piece come out of that, which was the Jack Stone engine, which we like very much because they do have lots of connectors.
Yes, those are great.
Those are pretty easy. All right, but the jets themselves had this non-hinge, or that actually has a very weak click hinge thing. There is no glass. Okay.
My buddy had that set as a kid.
I don't want to ruin you. All right. So I've got
No, it's terrible.
But to get inside, you just pull it apart. This really flexy, cruddy, whatever. And there's the base. I've got them stuck together because they're these pins are permanent. You can't pull them. All right. That's so the little kids can't choke themselves or actually do something creative with them. All right. So you mentioned you had the pump, right? Like pump, but it came in a marvelous shade of mauve purple.
Yeah, I have that one.
For life on Mars.
For life on Mars, yeah. All right. The underwater motor.
Ooh.
Watertight. That had this really weird connection and all that kind of stuff. All right.
Oh, wait. Give me the screen back for a second.
Oh, wait. All right.
Because it goes right there. Yeah, I just dropped a bunch of stuff. But that part goes right here.
Yes, it will. It will go right there.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, I don't think I can get it back open. It may be because you have to unhook and you have to turn anyway, so it seals.
So once the battery dies on that one, that's it, right?
Do what?
So once the battery dies on it, you can't replace it?
No, you can put a AA battery in here. It's just I can't get the thing apart to get to it.
Take
so,
that.
So I found the set for the base plate. It's 1728.
Oh.
1728. And that is also Tim Deering actually pulled that up in the chats there.
Yeah, there we go.
You got to listen to Tim.
This is my son right here. Look at there. I just thought that Jack Stone plane was a train.
Yeah, the canopy piece to the plane that came off, those always got crushed in the Lego bin. They're so flimsy.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I got some more. I got some buttes. And I did not go gather these. This is a Technic hockey player chunk.
Oh, I remember those.
They were awful. Oh. All right. So I know I got some more buttes in here. Hang on. Another Jack Stone vehicle.
Boo.
Gross.
Yeah.
Hated it.
And the last thing that I want to get on to Lego for is crappy stickers that did that.
Ooh.
That went dry. I can't get that off. I mean, it's It's awful. So yeah, there's some really bad pieces in here. Like I hate these. Remember these? The
Go. There you
Is
go.
that Junior Town?
yeah, Town Juniors, terrible stuff. So
Yep.
yeah. So the wings, the Jackstone.
Ooh. Yeah, that's ugly.
I have 2 of those.
Useful though. Make some platforms for space or something like that. But terrible stuff. Terrible. Here you go. Here's another. Just drive me nuts, man. Come on, Lego.
It kind of looks the bottom of a clone trooper helmet.
Was that just a different type of sticker that they were using back then that flaked like that?
I guess so. I'm not sure. Lego has done 2 or 3 different materials for stickers, but that run through the early 2000s.
Yeah, I've got this one right here that's doing the same thing from Ogle's base, where it's just flaking off everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That window piece right there, I've wanted to use those on a big mock or maybe like spin them around or make a shape with them and stuff. But
yeah.
The way the foot of those things kicks out, it almost makes it impossible to do anything.
Yep.
But those are still neat. I actually kind of like those.
The ones in blue from the Arctic line, I actually do like them a lot too.
There were blue ones and gray ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Not powerful, but yeah, but they are a little bit poop kind of part of other parts or whatever. They could have made that better. But I like the shape of the window. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, so, the bunker style, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What did Gil say here? The stickers explode really good. Gil, man, we got to have you in here live, man. Gil is the best at a turn of phrase I've ever seen. So anyway, actually, this is the first time my friend Gil and my son have communicated together. I need you to stop. All right, so if you're going to leave some comments below, and I hope if you're listening to this, you are leaving some comments below and everything on YouTube. I've even pumped this to Twitch, but I don't have any Twitch followers because I'm not cool. There he is. You found him. I couldn't find him. And
shout out. Dr. Terrible is with us.
Oh, that's Tim Deering's Sig Fig from way back in the day. Actually, Tim, I believe, was the first one to figure out you could shove actually, he's the first one that really used a pneumatic T in any way that was useful back in, and then he was able to pop it up through the middle of a torso like that, and we could use it. So that's awesome. Yeah, I've got mine somewhere. He's around here somewhere, Tim. Back in the day, we all had Sig Figs like a lot of folks do, and we would interact with them. We even did comics and everything. Old school. It's awesome. All right. So, we are right up a little past an hour here, guys. Any other part or thought that you have and everything? Which part should we use to build something with, by the way?
Wait. Before we go there, before I forget it, we need to talk to Hinkle about doing a T-shirt or something that has to do with Chima Chunks. Because I gotta say that is the quote for the night is Chima Chunks.
Chima Chunks, the new cereal from Lego. Chima Chunks.
Cereal or a snack pack or roadkill. I don't know. It's something though. But that's just Chima Chunks. I'm taking that one. It's gotta be something.
And speaking of Chima, someone in the chats commented on the "smells like Chima" comment that I just made. I heard that was Nirvana's unproduced album.
Smells like Chima.
That could be like a Weird Al Lego mashup. Smells like Chima.
Except nobody bought Chima, so they won't know what they're talking about. So
only those of us. Only those above a certain age will actually get the joke. But.
Yeah.
And the album cover will be a little Lego baby swimming through the pool. So.
Fillet of fish.
Nice.
Now, I will say to defend the first line of Chima the Jiggle, well, I don't know what that was. The Chima Jet set was really cool. The first one, really good Eagle thing. It was really cool. And there's a couple sets in that first one, and then it just tanked. It went all play features and Technic, and it was just a bunch of junk. So,
I kind of like the Mastodon.
Do what?
I like the Mastodon that they had towards the end.
The AT-AT.
The Elephant 18, yeah.
The AT-AT.
Hang on, I'm gonna see. I do remember back in the day that when my son we got Chima, he came up with a hilarious idea for a comic. Oh, I wonder if I can find it real fast. Yes, there it is. I'm gonna see if I can share the screen here. So he came up with it and he built it, and then I put it together. Here we go. There it is. You have to understand what Chima was. That Eris was a bird, and so for Thanksgiving they had cooked the bird, and it was quite funny. Even Angus MacLean from Pixar thought that was pretty darn funny. So, anyway.
Hey, now I will say the Chima is very useful if you need to insert some furries into your town and you need masks. So there's that.
Really, it's kind of like Fabuland went to war.
They were drafted 20 years later.
Yeah, you know what? I am actually glad that they printed the face of the characters underneath the mask, because of all the things that you could put on a minifig head, you just had to sneeze and that thing would be gone, man. They have no grip on the top of their head. So, don't know who Brickitect is. I think he's, but anyway. That's awesome. Now, I will say also, Fazoom Jr. and I have talked about making a post-apocalyptic Chima, where all the tea or whatever the stuff is run out. And anyway, that's one of our big thoughts. It would be funny. I just don't want to get all that junky parts out and build something else. So anyway, so we can say as a whole, maybe, that after all these pieces we've shown, Chima is the one.
I don't know. Bionicle gets a lot of hate. So
yeah, I was going to say Bionicle got more hate.
Yeah, but Bionicle made money. I'm just going to say.
Yeah.
Well, this is true. True.
There's nobody really showing up at the conventions with a big table of Chima. So
right. This is true.
Not yet.
It's going to be like a super cool retro.
Not yet.
In 20 years,
I'll do it.
Be like that.
You know, it's kind of,
like,
you got to think about it, though. You know, you got to wait for a certain demographic to reach a certain age.
Oh yeah.
To do that kind of thing. So.
And that demographic would be animal-human hybrids.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right. I think I heard Brian. The gauntlet has been thrown down. He is bringing some Chima to a convention.
Oh, I have to go buy Chima now.
I don't think it's going to cost you very much to get.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's true.
I see those show up on Facebook Marketplace, and they keep showing up.
Yep.
Showing up, and it's the same thing with the price marked through and $5 lower. Anyway,
I'm sure we're seeing the same listings.
They covered up the landfill.
Oh, those poor ET games deserve better than that.
Yeah, that's called. Isn't it bad to pee on somebody's grave or something like that?
Exactly. It's just
Bury me in Chima.
Oh, look at there! The next round of Iron Builder is going to be Chima themed. That would be great. Now, you know what? There were some great designers who did the Chima stuff, but man, it seems like it just got out of control. So, I don't know. It just seems weird. But what's so funny to me is that Legoland Florida poured like $1 bazillion into the Land of Chima ride and area, and it dropped as a new ride, and like 6 months later, the sets were gone. And when the kids are walking around looking at the ride, not knowing what it is, and everything was hilarious. But they have turned it into the Lego Movie property, and it's amazing. Except the boats still look like Chima. They've kind of stuck a couple of things around to make it not look like Chima, but you're like, oh, look, there's Chima on that boat right there. So,
I mean, I will say from a design perspective, the Chima masks are beautiful. The artwork, whoever was the creative team that came up with that.
Oh yeah, the minifigures look cool.
They didn't drop the ball. The helmets and the face masks are very well designed, but the rest of the line not so much.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But you know, I think one of the things with Chima, if you look at Ninjago, which Chima was supposed to replace Ninjago in some ways, right? I don't know we're going over time. We'll in here. Chima was supposed to be the next 3-year series-y thing that was supposed to take place of Ninjago. So when Grandma goes to the store with a kid, and the kid goes, "I want a ninja with a motorcycle," the grandma's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." But Grandma, I want the gator boat that attacks the bird lady. She's gonna figure out what the heck that kid's been watching on TV or them darn video games or rotting his brain. I mean, I'm just gonna just be straight up. It didn't make sense. It was I think it was a harder concept to get, even for kids and everything. So, but it's pretty cool builds. I mean, y'all's opinion. What do you think?
They look interesting. I mean,
I think they're venturing into that area better this time with Monkey Kid as far as eccentric builds and figures.
well, let's not forget my favorite Nexonites, which was the clash of space and castle, because why produce a castle set and why produce space sets when you can do it all as one?
Yeah, right now, Marco Farwell went, ha ha ha. Somebody uttered the name. Yeah,
My new goal is that I have to interject Nexonites in every episode.
I understand. Well, the funny thing about Nexonites is the first wave was pretty good, and then it went into really weird off, and it became Technic chunks with cool pieces on top, and it was just, and that's the way some Ninjago went. I've noticed from the sets that Jake's building and stuff, the Legos really backed out of the Technic-y stuff for sets. Even the Monkey Kid mech is not. I mean, it's got Technic in it, but it's not hyper Technic-y, except for gears and joints and stuff like that. So, anyway,
maybe they started learning something by employing more AFOLs who are using more snot techniques versus Technic.
it's just there are tribes of people in impoverished countries wearing nothing but Chima shirts and using plastic power swords for
The discarded foam Chima swords that they couldn't sell.
The kid with the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl shirt, no, that's what it means.
Oof.
That's for I suppose, in the South. Anyway, all right, guys. So, hey, is there a piece that you really want to say? Do we all have a piece in common that we could build something with for next week?
Oof. I'm all about mock challenges, but this one I got to pass on.
We'll just take our worst piece and turn it into something. Whatever it is, you get a chance. I'm going to take the wand of stupidity and I'm going to turn it into something. So,
all right, I will add the little tube ending to something.
Of course you will. And
I will keep this PG-13.
It could make a good cannon.
It could, or some sort of space tube ending. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about it.
If you want any of the purpley ones, I can lend you many of the purpley ones, right?
You keep those purple things on your side of the town, okay?
I will. Thank you very much.
Giddens, I just want you to know that thanks to you, I have now added the purpley blue base plate to my want list on Bricklink.
All right. I'm driving up the economy right there.
I want one
on that thing, but you're right though. It's so funny that it was just a packaging thing.
Yeah. See, did you? Yeah, it was one of those things. They did that a couple times. Something to make a small set look big, so Uncle Steve could, go, "Hey, that's a big old set right there for $10," and then get it for the kid for birthday. They did that with UFO as well.
The mask. The Time Twisters had that weird. It was literally just like a box that looked like a TV with a giant hole in the middle. I was like, "What can you even do with that?" It's just a piece of black plastic.
Yeah. Now I remember having the Adventurers, the big Zeppelin. That was cool.
Oh, I have that still. That's a great piece.
Yeah, that actually goes for bank on Bricklink, I believe.
Yep.
I've got one somewhere. All right, Sandlin,
The other one. Oh, I was gonna say the other one is the mummy that they did for that theme too.
Yeah,
Storage container. Yeah.
Wait! Before we go off, you got me going down this rabbit hole because Radical Racer has this cool orange base plate that came with a little tiny car. Hang on.
Oh, the canyon.
Oh yeah, it looks like a canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, share that. That was cool. I never had one, but
let me see if I can find it on Bricklink that's got maybe or Brickset because maybe got a bigger picture. The unfortunate thing is that they don't necessarily always have the whole. No, it's a small picture. Never mind. Anyway, go Bricklink it. Radical Racer, cool looking.
I remember that because I can remember it came. It had the canyon thing, and it had the set in the middle of the canyon, and it was saran wrapped together. And that thing was sticking in the middle. I remember that.
Yep.
That was Walmart fodder right there, shelf fodder.
Yeah, goes for $5. Of course, probably not without the base plate. I don't know. Maybe I'll just find the base plate.
What's the number on that?
Well, the set number is
666.
6589 is the set.
What is it? 6589?
6589. But then the base plate itself is 4116414.
Oh, a nice easy number. I see.
Yeah, it's some funky plate. Plate goes for like $25 to $50.
Some Funky Plate was also a great Supertramp album in '72.
Some plate. Absolutely.
All right. So I'm gonna use the stupid stick of destiny to make my mock. Dana's gonna use the
Whatever
tube. Yeah.
Tube in.
Now, by the way, you were talking about that dome. I use that dome as a fuel tank, and I use those hoses around it on a ship. So I use some of those useless pieces in something. So it can be done, and that's the point here. I mean, Lego is Lego. You can use it for something, but there's some parts that are a lot harder, and that's what we've been talking about. All right, Brian, what are you going to use, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've either got to try to use these X-Pod lids or the engine here. But that would require me making a spaceship, which I have not done in years. So
okay, well then that is what you've got to do. You got to use both of those together because the round you can do it together.
That's true.
It's you, man. You need to do this.
All right, I'll come up with something.
All right, we're counting on you. All right, Sandlin, what you using, man?
I have no idea what to do because the parts that I chose were the ones that are the least useful. I don't even know where to start because I've already built stuff using the actual useful Bionicle things. You know, that's in my history. I'm gonna have to think about it.
You need those throw arms, man. You got to make a spiky thing for your head or something out of those throw arms or something.
I think I've only got like one or two of the Throwbot arms at all. I don't have enough to build a mock out of. I've got like one or two. I don't know. I'll think about it.
At one point, I had all the Throwbots with all the discs for some reason. I have no idea why.
Well, you know, the funny thing about Throwbots is that was the opening for Bionicle. It started them with the colors that have the certain powers or environments. And if you look at those original things, the Slicers or whatever they called them, that was England. In England, they're called Slicers. Here, we're not smart enough to figure that's a cool name. They just call them Throwbots. But anyway, anyway, so I remember those. They actually had some pretty cool boxes and containers too, if I remember.
Yeah.
But it was just a little ahead of its time, that kind of thing. So
they had a belt buckle.
Do what?
They had a belt buckle loop so that you could, as if you're gonna walk around with this giant container on your belt buckle.
How to get beat up in 1998? Walk into school with a Throwbot case on your belt, and you're pounded for life right there.
Listen, I'll bring the 3 that I still have out with me next time I go to the store.
Yeah, there you go.
See what happens.
Absolutely king.
That's awesome. All right, Mo.
I do have a Throwbot.
You're up, man.
I'll make something with the Mask of Destiny or whatever we're gonna call it.
Okay, but you got to try to not make it a skull.
Mm,
Ooh, okay.
that is a challenge.
That's a challenge.
But that kind of, I mean, it's only supposed to be one thing, so I guess that really is a challenge. So if I make it into a spaceship, that would work. Or
Everything could be a spaceship, right?
That's right, pretty much.
All right, Mark, you were saying something. What were you saying?
I found a throwbot disc.
Woo!
Oh, a
Make it
gold
fly,
one.
man. Make it fly.
It's and there we go. It goes in. It didn't really work very well. There, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Here we go. Way, there it goes.
You know what? Actually, that reminds me of those recent the Chima spinner things where you pull the ripcord and it goes flying up in the air. Nobody brought that up. The ripcord piece as a potential garbage piece.
Oh,
Yeah. I thought about it. I said I should probably go to the store and get one of those stupid helicopter things that they're doing right now. But I didn't
that reminds me of the spinners from Ninjago. My brother has like 12 of these, and I can't think of anything to use them for.
Yep, that's another
Worthless.
useful piece.
Yeah, nothing good with those.
Yeah, the Chima ripcord motorcycles. Well, I don't know that they're terrible, and it's a big piece of metal, right?
Yeah, those are too.
Yeah, they're awful. All right. So I'm going to use that. Everybody's got their part to come back and show off next week. Hey, Mark, that's golden. Maybe that's worth some money.
Yeah, I've never even seen one of those. I don't know where that's from.
$3.50.
Nice.
It has a
$3.50.
picture of one of them on it. It has a picture of the black throwbot guy on it throwing the gold disc.
Oh, it's the bike guy. Okay, yeah, he was like a special set.
Yeah, I can remember the prints on those were terrible because like the stickers are really muddy or something like that. I'm like, can't even tell what that is. So
But this one is in good shape, I guess. I may bricklink that just to see. But yes, this
Watch it be like 50 cents.
is all of my throwbot arms, all three of them right there. Woo!
woo. I don't even know where mine are. So you're doing it.
A bunch of bionicle.
Yeah, I have a bucket of Bionicle. All right, guys, any last thoughts or anything you want to talk about? Oh, look at that thing. All right. Well, guys, thanks for showing up tonight. I think we have ended any hopes that Lego would sponsor this chat or send me any free Lego now that we and there's some poor like they would know, but there's some poor Lego designer going, that was my life's work. Anyway. So, anyway.
The Chima team is weeping.
Go off and everything. But anyway, good night, everybody. Good to see everybody. Thank y'all for dropping by. Thanks for all the comments in the chat. Good to see some old friends popping in there and some new ones. You guys have a great night. Be creative.